Okay, so here we have the January Paletteful Packs Premier Pack. Let's open it up. This is a really full box. This is a pencil set by Art Alternatives, and it includes 3 graphite leads, 2B graphite leads, a lead holder with a built-in sharpener, and a kneaded eraser. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look. This is what it looks like when you take it out of the package. It comes in this beautiful little metal container, which you can use for traveling, which is wonderful. It also has some instructions down here about how to load and to sharpen these leads for the lead holder. These lead holders are also known as drafting pencils or clutch pencils, and they're really advantageous for artists because they have a constant weight and size, so it can really help you control your technique and keep it really precise. And this is just me showing you how the lead gets inserted and also how it sharpens. The next thing that I'm seeing in here is this. This is the Art Alternatives Vine Charcoal. This comes with 3 vine charcoal sticks, and if you've never used vine charcoal, it's a type of charcoal that can be used really easily for sketching and laying things out because you can actually smudge it away with your finger, so you can kind of work it very easily. It's very soft charcoal. So it comes with 3 sticks of that vine charcoal. This is also going to be 100% natural because it's made of carbonized twigs. Alright, digging through here, the next thing that I'm seeing is some Conte. This is white Conte 2 sketching crayons, and it's by Conte a Paris. Conte is a type of very finely ground pastel that is wonderful for using on toned paper. You can use the side of it to create a wide stroke, or you can sharpen the tip to be nice and pointed for more detail. Next thing that I'm seeing is this Art Alternatives Drawing Tools set, which is a 9-piece set, and it comes with a variety of different smudging and kind of graphite tools. It comes with a sandpaper pointer, which is for pointing your graphite, I'm assuming. It comes with a kneaded eraser and erasing shield, 3 tortillons, 2 blending stumps, and a 3x4 chamois, which is this fabric right here, which I think is also for smudging graphite. I can put it on your finger and kind of smudge there to blend your graphites. This says it has all the drawing tools you need to shade, sharpen, blend, and erase. I think it's really cool that there are things in here to sharpen graphite and charcoal with. Alright, then we have a loose Derwent drawing pencil in chocolates. This is a tinted charcoal pencil, so it basically combines charcoal with color, and you can smudge and blend it to achieve really deep, beautiful tones the same way you would with charcoal. The next thing is by Primo. It is a charcoal pencil kit. It comes with another eraser, the Factice Black 18 erasers. These are actually my personal favorite erasers. I also have 2 of these pencil sharpeners, and I really like these pencil sharpeners as well, these Red Generals pencil sharpeners. So good choices. And this set comes with 3 charcoal pencils in HB, B, and 3B, as well as 1 white pencil, this one right here. So the last thing in here is the paper. I see it's by B Paper, which is exciting. I love that they're watercolor paper, so I've never tried anything else. There we go. So this is the B paper. It's their brown toned design and fashion sketch paper, and it's their professional series. And this is actually recycled paper, and it's got a bit of a rough surface for charcoal and graphite. So this is going to work so beautifully with all of those other supplies, especially the white. You can already see there's a little black and white graphite drawing as an example on the front of the box. This is definitely a hefty box that we have. This is everything that was in the box. I've pulled it all out so you can see everything laid out flat. We have so many supplies to play with today, so I can't wait to get started. I'm just going to be working on a simple self-portrait today because all of this graphite and charcoal is reminding me of school and studies, and I feel like that's going to be a great way to test out these supplies. So I have a mirror, I have all my supplies, so let's make some art and have some fun. As with all of my Paletteful packs, the first thing that I did was test out all of the supplies on the paper. I want to play around with all the supplies, test out how they smudge, try that eraser guard, see how the white shows up, all of that good stuff so that I know how the supplies are going to perform when I go in to start my drawing. To start out the drawing, I'm using the Vine charcoal, and I'm very, very loosely mapping out the features of my face that I see in the mirror. This is really, really loose and quite scary when I start, but this is just how I work. I like to work from very loose to very detailed. Then I use that little chamois, I think it's pronounced, to smudge things out and soften them. This is just the base layer. Most of this isn't going to show through by the final product. After that, I used a little bit of that graphite lead holder to go in and define the eyes a little bit as to where they were, and then I really started detailing in with the 3 different charcoal pencils. The charcoal pencils did come in 3 different weights. They came in 3B, 5B, and HB. So the HB is going to be the hardest pencil, and thus it's not going to be quite as black and quite as soft. And the 5B is the softest pencil, so it's going to be the most black, the most smudgeable, and the most soft. So that's kind of what I kept in mind when I was working on this with the charcoal pencils. I used the HB more for mapping things out, and then built my way up to using the 5B for the darkest shadows. So most of what you see me working on right now is with the HB pencil. I did keep coming back in with the Vine charcoal when I wanted to map out large areas, especially in the hair. There was a lot of dramatic lighting on my face because I have my ring light above me filming and lighting the scene so that you can see what I'm drawing. So that cast a lot of bright shadows on my face. So the Vine charcoal was really helpful for carving out those edges. I also used the blending stumps, both the small and the large, depending on what area I was working on, to deepen the colors, smudge things in. I wanted to create a softer look at the beginning and then add any texture in over the top of that. I used the white Conte to start mapping out where those bright white highlights were hitting my face from my ring light above me. I kept that very, very loose at this stage in the process. I was still just mapping out everything and again just going around making things more detailed. Now I really am working on making that final detail, starting with the eye, adding in the white with the pencil, which is a little bit finer and easier to control than the Conte, and then building up working on the forehead, trying to get some texture in there. I am heading towards 30, so I do have a couple wrinkles in my forehead that were catching the light that I wanted to detail, and I found that the tip of the kneaded eraser was very, very helpful for getting some of that texture, and then I could flatten out the kneaded eraser and use a larger side of it to pick up more larger areas of color and create larger kind of softer highlights in the forehead. This technique of gradually laying down charcoal and then lifting it up with my kneaded eraser, laying things back down, lifting them up, ended up working really, really well as a way to get subtle shading, especially in areas such as the forehead. As I continue on, I continue to work in the same technique as I have been using throughout the whole piece, laying down color and then lifting it back up using a combination of the kneaded eraser and the harder eraser. The harder eraser was really, really helpful, especially when it came to the hair, getting out very, very crisp lines with the corners, and the edges of that eraser was something that it was really, really helpful with. The paper itself was really wonderful to work with. I built up this drawing, as you can see, in a lot of different layers. I used a lot of smudging, both with my fingers and with the blending stumps, and the paper really did hold up to everything that I threw at it, and the brown tone was the perfect tone to work with the black and the white. I thought that it worked really, really nicely as a mid-tone. Here you can see I'm changing some things that I had already established. The mouth that I had drawn was much too high up for my face, so I needed to lower it down. So that's one of the advantages to really working loosely throughout the whole piece, is you can change things more easily. You don't get as attached to something. You can kind of double check that placement before you really, really dive in with the final little details. I also have a piece of paper that I've put under my right hand, as I'm right-handed. This is essentially being used to keep me from smudging the drawing as I go. When I first started, I didn't worry too much about this because everything was very loose and smudgy and I just got covered in charcoal, which is fine. I enjoy it. But little tip, if you want to keep things a little bit neater and make sure that you don't smudge your drawing as you're working with your charcoal from your Paletteful packs, try putting a little piece of computer paper underneath your hand that you can kind of move around. That will really, really help with any smudging that you might experience from your hand dragging over the charcoal. And for the finishing touches, I just added in the hair, and I used that white pencil to really grab where like my baby hairs were catching the light. In order to use the brown charcoal pencil that I had received, I decided to put that in the background instead of in the face or the hair. I felt like it was nice the way the face and hair were all kind of black and white, and I decided to use the brown to set off the background. So I covered the background with the brown and created a little bit of texture there as well, which I thought finished the piece off really, really nicely. It was really, really fun to work with all of these different supplies. I haven't worked with charcoal and graphite in a very long time, and it's a very freeing medium. It's so messy, so you just have to embrace the mess and have fun with it. I hope that you enjoyed this unboxing and demo of all of the supplies that come in the January Premiere Pack by Paletteful Packs. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you can see whenever we post our new demo videos. And don't forget to check out palettefulpacks.com if you want to get your own Premiere Pack in the mail every month. And I will see you guys next month. Take care!